How'd you like it, Diane?
That was pretty cool. I got to hand it to you. That was really good.
Well, I definitely wanted to welcome you here. Welcome everybody to Sasquatch Watch Radio. We have so far in the chat, we got Tennessee Cherokee is in, and we got Gary Kendrick so far. So Gary saying hello there, Diane.
Hi.
And so is Tennessee Cherokee.
Hello, Tennessee Cherokee.
But we got several live watching us, just not too many in the chat right now. So
okay.
But anyway, so it's great to have you. I don't think did I ever have you as a guest on my other show?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And then JC was the one that reminded me. I said, you know what, JC, you're right. I don't think I did.
Go figure.
So anyway, he was the one that gave the suggestion, so he made a good suggestion.
Yeah, thank you.
We've been around the block for a while.
A long time. Indeed we have.
Hey, Jeffy, good to have you in. So, as always, Diane, we always start out with some questions, but we don't always get through all of them.
Okay.
But it's usually the questions that the viewers want to know. So, I figure, well, first of all, we'll let you introduce yourself and let them know what really got you started in all this.
All right. Well, Diane Stocking, that's me. Originally from Florida. So I did most of my research back on the East Coast, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, the Carolinas. I only had like one or two in Tennessee. Anyway, what got me started? Well, when I was 14, there was a sighting by a gentleman by the name of Smith. And so this was back in 74. And he was driving north of Alligator Alley. Okay, this is the southern part of the state by the Everglades. And 27 runs along the east side of the Everglades. Back then, there wasn't much west of US 1 and 95. It was pretty much all swamp and Everglades. Yeah. Anyway, he was driving down that road. It was probably 4 a.m. or something like that. Something stepped out in front of him. He hit it. He took off. He called the police, probably the highway patrol there. Officer came out. He told him about it. You know, for us now, we think back, oh my gosh, because it was his front end of his car. It was either like Lincoln or a Cadillac, one of those big heavy cars back then. Yeah. It was dented. It had, hair on it, and of course we're thinking, oh my gosh, nobody collected the hair. But yeah. So the officer went with him back to the place he hit it, and goes off down into the ditch and then back up with his flashlight to see if it was maybe an injured animal. Mm-hmm. And this thing stands up in front of the officer. He said it was like 9 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And officer turns around, runs back to his vehicle and calls for backup. And it then ended up being like 3 or 4 days of a lot of police, helicopters, dogs out looking for this thing. Nothing ever found except for prints, trees pulled up, holly trees, which are more like big, huge bushes. And so mainly just because of the incident and it involved police officers, that's what really got me interested. And then I started checking into things, and that was it from there.
Yep.
I started.
Got you hooked.
Got me hooked. Yeah. Hook, line, and sinker. You better believe it. Yep.
Well, that's good. So, are you working on anything now? You got any projects, any research, anything special you're doing?
Not right now, because again, like I told you before, because my sister just passed away. I've been taking care of her for years. Yeah. So I'm now able to get out in the field more. I'm working with the Olympic Project. I'm part of them. Yeah. So when like Shane or Chris or them, they go out in the field, they'll let me know where they're at, what they're doing. But now that I have the free time again, I'm going to be able to start going back out more often.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll be, every once in a while, Richter and I will go out and camp. Or, stuff like he's about the only one I've been doing anything with, and it's not real often because of my schedule, how it was, and his.
Yeah.
But we were able to get out every once in a while and go camping. We even went to check out Soha. And that was a joke. I'm sorry. It's like, we got there, we're like, I thought this was some special secret out in the middle of nowhere place. And it's like,
right.
No, it wasn't. So we had fun though.
Well, don't do what I did, Diane, because it had been a decade, and I said I'm gonna go hiking. Well, let me tell you something. When you have been hiking for 10 years, and then you go out there, you got to take a break a little more often.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I do. I take breaks. I do. I have to now. So
I had one gentleman, I think it was just today, sent me a message because we had just brought him into the group, and he's like, "All right, I'm ready. Where are we going?"
Yeah.
You get with some of the younger ones.
Yeah. For me, it's like I think the last time I was up at the Olympic Project. A little while back, a couple years ago, and I went on a hike with them, and I'm like, I am stopping all the time because it's like uphill, switch back. I'm like, okay, I got to stop. I got to let me just rest for a minute here. Yeah,
right.
Not like it used to be.
Not like it used to be.
No.
Oh, I know. I used to have to follow around Tom Lancaster, and if anybody knows, that man can climb some of the steepest inclines in the snow.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, Tom, slow down.
Yeah.
If he's up here, he's he can be up here, but let's just take it slow.
Take it slow. Take it easy.
Get it back out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, not in a big rush. I'm fine. Nice slow trek up and back down. Yeah.
And then we get back down the mountain, and half the base is already left because of all the snow coming down. We're like, we're not hanging out.
No, I get that. I did put some cameras out. I've got 10 cameras out, which I usually put them out around July or August. And then I just leave them out until May, because the places I put them there, you can't get to them because of the snow. Right. So come May, I'll go check them. Yeah. And, if nothing else, I'll get some nice pictures of wildlife.
All right.
So we'll see.
I've gotten a lot of good deer video and bear video.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get some good stuff. And it's just as good. Share those.
I like it when you've got it starts snowing, and then you can see the progression of how deep the snow gets, and then how when it starts melting again, or the animals that come in, and how, I enjoy that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, are you going to be at any events coming up?
Not that I'm aware of at the moment. I was just at Squatch Fest, Longview, Kelso, Washington. Mm-hmm. They have Squatch Fest. I went there because I hadn't been there in 3 years. So I was able to make it there. At right now, I don't have plans because, again, I'm just now getting started back into stuff since my sister passed away.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get, especially after something like that. It's hard to. First, you got to get your mind there. Because you're thinking about all the things that you've been doing over the past several years.
Yep.
So that's hard to get back into the swing.
Indeed.
how about mentors? Who were your mentors as you were progressing in
Um,
your
oh
research?
gosh, back then, I would say definitely Peter Byrne and Grover. I mean, back when there was not a lot of us around. Um,
Right.
Bobby Short, even though
I
we
remember
fought all
Bobby.
the time. Yeah, we
I
fought. We used
remember.
to
Yeah.
argue all the time. Yeah, John Bindernagel. All the oldies that are no longer with us anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then of course you've got Kathy Strain,
Yeah. Yep.
um,
Yep.
and Mantra, and yeah, there's it's yeah. As far as back in the day, the people that got me that I could go to for honest information and good back and forth conversation, hashing things out. I could definitely, they were the people.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Well, I know we're about 15 minutes in. So what I'm going to do, as everybody knows, not only do I usually do a video trailer for our guest, but here lately we've got this new thing where we let AI create a song for you. And so these things are fun to play with until they get scary.
uh huh, uh huh, yeah,
So I always make two of them, and I play the one that I'll play first is like it's okay, and the second one's always the one I think is the best one.
okay,
So we'll play this first one and see what you think.
okay.
Diane Stalking, she's a woman on a mission. In the land of Oregon, she's got a fascination. Oh yeah, with that elusive creature, Bigfoot's her obsession. She'll find the truth, no matter the location. Chasing shadows in the dark, wild and untamed. Diane's on the hunt, she won't be tamed. Oh, she's gonna find what they say don't exist in the heart of the forest, where the mysteries proceed.
That was cute. That was cute. Okay.
Every time I create these things, it just amazes me. I'm like, wait a minute, how does this AI create a song and the lyrics in 20 seconds?
It's AI. God, it can think faster than we can for sure. Oh my gosh.
Now, here's the one that I like best.
Okay.
Diane Stalking, she's got a fire in her eyes, hidden up the mountains where the legend lies. With a camera in her hand and a heart so bold, she's on a mission, she's gonna uncover all she's told. Diane Stalking, searching high and low, chasing shadows, where will she go? In the wilderness, she won't be denied. Diane Stalking, let the shadows be her guide.
I like that one. That was good. That was real good. That's adorable.
I figured that was a good way to end it. The
That-
truth.
yeah,
right?
the truth.
The truth.
The truth. Yes. That was so cute.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
Those are so fun.
Oh,
Oh yeah. So Buttworm says I've heard worse songs.
yeah, well, yeah, we all have. Yeah. Yes, we all have.
Oh,
Oh,
here's your friend. Here's your friend.
Eric, honey. Oh. Yeah, I need to get out to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Maybe sometime this year.
Hey, we got the camping adventure coming up.
Oh, yeah. I read about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. So,
Yeah. I know. It's like nothing against anybody, but I get tired of you know me, I'm one that goes out with me and with somebody, one more person or just me. I don't like going out with groups. Yeah. But yeah, I may just come over there sometime this year just to say hi.
Yep.
I will come see you, Eric, when I get out there.
Yeah, you never know. I told Eric, I said, who knows? Maybe I'll make a surprise visit.
That would be nice. Nice.
We'll see.
I know.
See how it goes.
Yeah. I'm not as much when I go out by myself now. I usually sleep in my Jeep.
I know. Ain't it so much easier than putting up a tent? Oh
my God. I just, I blow up my little mattress and throw it in the back of the Jeep, and that's where I sleep. And I don't get wet,
Yeah. We love you too, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, blowing up the mattress and putting it in the back of the SUV is like, I was like, yep, there's my tent. I'm good.
Yeah. What was I thinking before?
I get cold, reach up, turn the ignition, let the heat come on.
Let the heat, there you go. Yeah. As long as I'm not wet, I'm good.
That's
so.
Never know. You might get a good video inside that vehicle.
That's right.
Something pecking at the window.
That would be fine too. That would be fine.
All right, so here's a good one. What's one thing you want everyone to know about you?
Oh gosh, that's like so many answers. I hate liars. I don't do bullshit. I'm to the point and honest, and God help you don't show me any pictures with circles drawn on them.
Why not, Diane? I mean, you might need a little assistance seeing it.
No, if I have to have assistance seeing it, then there's nothing there. I'm sorry. And again, like we were talking earlier with AI now, somebody shows me a picture with one up and close and personal. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be hard now. But yeah, I can't. Yeah. Don't hand me any nonsense, because I'll just look at you and turn around and walk away. Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, even back before the Facebook days, because Facebook was in its infancy when we all started in this. We
all did.
It was even back kind of before the MySpace days. So we were on Yahoo groups.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The Yahoo group. Very first one. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was either that or one of the blogs, Bigfoot forums. All those blogs.
Oh, yeah.
Forums and everything. So.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the day.
I used to actually write letters to people and mail them.
Yeah, right.
Well, that was before the days of computers and email. So. Way back then.
I remember those too. Yeah, this email and all these new, well, I guess you can't call email new, but at least I don't have to dial in and it says you have mail.
I know. But that used to be fun back then. Now you get that little, you have mail. Oh, I have mail.
Yeah, you used to like hearing it. Now you don't like hearing it because it's somebody trying to get your money.
Yes, indeed.
Or some fraud.
Usually.
So, Diane, what do you think Bigfoot is?
Well, it's, in my opinion, and I think it's of the same genus as us, as Homo. Okay. Of course, then you lead into to be part of our genus, they need to use fire, tools, things like that. Well, do they use tools? To me, they do, if nothing else, using rocks for communication or opening shells. Okay. Do they use fire? As far as we know, no, they don't. But do they have a language? Would that be considered something that would put them in the same genus as us? Possibly. There's so many, I don't think that I think they're more intelligent and have more problem solving skills than, a chimp or a crow.
Right.
Okay. And we all know how, crows and ravens are like, extremely intelligent as far as problem solving. That's my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion. And, I never dreamed to take this long. We still don't know,
Right.
what they are. They are, of course, a primate. Then so are we. Who knows? Who knows? It's so much supposition and hypothesis and ideas and opinions out there.
All right, Evan, is this any better? I just turned the volume up on my mic. Let's see if that's any better. Just answer in the chat room. Let me know if it's a little bit louder and clearer. I don't know if they can tell a difference or not. I just turned this up.
I can hear you.
I had to go buy another microphone because the microphone on these headsets is horrible.
I don't have headsets. I just talk into my computer and, that's
Sometimes it's better. But anyway, he'll let me know, I'm sure, shortly.
Yeah, I can hear you. So,
okay. Now, what do you think? Do you believe we're ever going to get any hard evidence of Bigfoot? Look at how many years.
That's what I was about to. I mean, if you'd have asked me that question 25 years ago, I would have said, "Oh, I think for sure very soon."
Yeah.
But I've been doing this 50 years, and I would, and still, there's no hard evidence. We've got vocals, and we've got footprints and handprints and the nests that were found up here in the Olympics with the Olympic project. But we don't have any concrete physical bodies evidence as far as that goes. And so at this point in my life, I'm like, I'll probably die before we have anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm lucky, I've got 20 years left.
Well, I remember we used to joke all the time that it would be a little old lady in her car that would slam into one.
Mm-hmm. And that's probably the case.
We're all out there researching, putting up cameras, putting up audio recorders, putting up all this, and the little lady goes, bam.
Yeah, that's probably, and that will probably literally be the case. Because, again, we're dealing with, needle in the haystack. This thing does, they do move.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, let's go to this location.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a hit and a miss. You never, you can go to areas that have had a history of sightings or, good locations as far as, food, shelter, water, but there's so much out there, so many miles and miles of land that they inhabit that they can go here and there, so God, it's probably the little old lady's going to hit them and get them.
Yeah, that's likely.
It's probably going to be the case.
Likely.
Yeah, because as much as and all the people, good God, all the people that are out there now.
Yeah.
Not that some of them they go out there and again with the big groups of people, you're not going to see anything then.
Right.
But even you can put cameras everywhere, and it's still a hit and a miss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's been a lot of theories on cameras. As we all know, William Drinkin has had a lot of theories on why we're not getting them on cameras. Everything from them hearing the ultrasonic sounds, to be able to see something unnatural. I mean, there's a lot of theories about that.
They could smell, bears smell them, wolves smell the plastic in the housing.
Right.
Deer can see most animals can see if you've got one that has night vision. Mm-hmm. It's going to have an IR light.
Right.
So, most animals can see that. So they're going to see something. But,
I remember someone had told me one time that's the reason they have the red light, on those headlights that you can put around. They said, yeah, you go through with the red light and they can't see it. I said,
Any kind, it's a light source, so you're still going to show up.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question from the chat room.
No, I have never seen one. I'm one of those that, put me down with Peter and Grover and Renee and all them, I've never seen one. Yep. So I've seen evidence per se, handprints, footprints, things like that. But nope, never seen one.
Same here. I can't make any claims. Have I seen things streaking through the woods? Yes, I have. Can I say they're Bigfoot? No, I can't.
I can't. Yep, exactly. So, that's pretty much, yeah. I'm not going to say something's a Bigfoot unless I know for sure that's what it is. Right. So I may see the butt of a deer running through the woods, but, it's like you don't know what you're seeing.
Right. I've seen the butt of a bear going in.
Yeah, and as long as it's going away from me, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because it doesn't happen often, but there was one occasion where me and another researcher went in off of Skyline Drive and had headed toward the Appalachian Trail. Mm-hmm. And as we were going down to where there was a waterfall. Mm-hmm. And we kept hearing this sound off to the left. So we were looking and, didn't see anything until the moment it got louder. Mm-hmm. And a bear was literally sliding down a tree like a fireman coming down a pole.
Yeah.
I said, okay, let's get on down here.
Yeah. Let's go on.
Because he's coming down for a reason.
Yeah. Let's keep on going a little bit faster. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know. I just get so irritated with all the, and you know this about me, and it's gotten worse and worse over the years. All the tree breaks or the structures, or I'm not saying they're all not related to Bigfoot, but most chances are it's something else that's doing it. Right. Okay. If you're going to show me, say, a structure, great. How big is this structure? Well, it's 2 feet off the ground. Okay. If I can't fit into it, a Bigfoot's not going to fit into it. Right. Okay. And that's my first, reaction. If you show me something that's, 10 to 15 feet off the ground, mm-hmm. then it's a possibility, and we go in there and start looking for any kind of hair or something. Mm-hmm. And as yet, I've only seen one structure like that in all my years. Yeah. And, so if a Bigfoot can't fit into it, don't tell me a Bigfoot built it. If you didn't see the Bigfoot build it, then don't tell me the Bigfoot built it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So, I was thinking, so you haven't had a sighting. Mm-mm. Have you ever heard anything that you thought could be Bigfoot?
One time. Okay. And I won't say that's what it was, but I heard something that might have been.
Okay.
This is, I don't know, probably about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 or 12 years ago out here.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not going to say what it was because I don't know. It was interesting and unusual, but yeah, that's all,
I had the opportunity, and I can't remember what year it was, but Fox News wanted to do a Halloween special, because they kind of look at it as a monster, I guess. But mm-hmm. they asked me to take them out, and so we take this camera crew out into the woods, mm-hmm. And it's so funny, Diane, because we've had so much experience in the woods, we know the sounds, mm-hmm. but when you get out there and you turn all the lights out, mm-hmm. Everything starts going through your mind, right?
Yeah.
So the camera guys are out there, and they've got these cameras on. Of course, they got these lights, that are like spotlights. I said, okay, guys, look. Nothing's going to come anywhere near us with all these lights. I said, so let's turn everything off, and let's sit here a while, and let's see what happens. So they turn everything off, and I guess maybe, of course, there's a couple of them are impatient, of course. I think it's going to happen right now.
Yeah, okay, it's going to happen. Here they come. Here they come.
So we're there maybe 15 minutes, and I hear a deer that's probably, taking a guess, 20, 30 yards out, had a parabolic mic. I could hear the steps. So apparently this deer, for whatever reason, needed to get by. So you know what they do when they want to get by, right?
Yeah.
So this thing let out the snort, right? And one of them camera guys just about tripped over the stair, one of the chairs that we had set up. He's like, oh my God, what is that? I said, it's okay, it's just a deer. That ain't no deer. I said, trust me.
It's a deer. Yeah.
So I said, just wait a few minutes, We waited a few minutes, and they could hear, didn't need the parabolic mic, you could hear. And the thing's just, just loud.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they all turned their lights on, and this deer, boom, there's glaring, and he's hopping away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that guy could have swore, he goes, that's got to be Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah, okay. All righty.
But yeah, these guys are funny. But you laugh at them, but at the same time, they don't know.
They don't know, and a lot of people don't know who go out in the woods,
right,
and hear things, and say it's a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
So of course, get to know what's out there, understand what they sound like. Elk bugles. Oh. Barred owls are my favorite.
Oh, barred owls, yes.
Oh, my word.
Yes.
They make so many different sounds, and coyotes, too. Coyotes can make all kind of weird different sounds,
right.
But, learn what's out there. Get online and start listening to, sound bites of all these animals out there. And,
oh, yeah. There's all kinds of YouTube videos you can.
Right, they need to learn something.
Deer snorts or whatever. Type it in and.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one guy arguing with me one time. This was back 10 years ago. Arguing with me that he had recorded vocalizations of Bigfoot, and I said, no, you didn't. And then all I did was I searched YouTube. And sent him the clip of exactly the same sound that he was playing. And to this day, he never would admit to it. He goes, no, it's not the same. That's okay. Eventually you just stop arguing because... Well,
right. There's no reason to argue with them. They're going to believe what they want to believe, and that's all there is to it. So,
right.
And it's not your job to convince them of anything. If they want to believe that, then fine.
Right.
Go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that was another reason I took a break. It was just too much.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. So, there's a lot of, I'm sorry, people don't, there are a lot of idiots out there. There's a whole lot of them out there. Yeah. There's a whole lot of, look at me's, and there's so much nonsense out there. I don't listen. No offense to anybody out there, but no, I don't listen to any blogs or anything. I stopped doing that a long time ago because there's so much nonsense out there. I take it back. I'll listen to some like Thomas Steenberg. I'll listen to his stuff online. Yeah, because Thomas is a great guy.
But what's sad though? I'm glad you mentioned that. You know what's sad about Tom Steenberg? That we can't listen to any of his live stuff anymore because of that deal going on with Canada. And
I know. Is that ridiculous or what?
It's the most ridiculous thing.
I'm like, I heard about that last week. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
What?
Right.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
It's so stupid. It's like, what are we doing? Sharing some kind of secrets? I mean, what? what's the deal?
I know. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I know. Hopefully things will, they'll get back around and things will work out where we can start listening to stuff. Billy, do you remember the scream we heard in Spotsylvania?
Yes,
I just read
do.
that.
And I know who that likely is. Yes. I've heard a lot of sounds in Spotsylvania. There are some things that you can explain, it doesn't sound like any animal that you know of.
Yeah.
But again, it's a sound and it can't be identified.
No. I mean, a lot of factors you have to take into consideration. Ron and Al, they're Sierra Sounds. Okay, so you take into consideration where they were, when it happened. So it's more likely that it is an unknown something making those sounds. Right. Whereas if you're, somewhere, more popular nowadays and you hear something, well, let's start thinking about what else is around. But when it takes you 7 hours by horseback to go up somewhere to go camp, for hunting, like with Ron and them, chances are it's not another human. Right. Or, you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yes. Bronze Age John. I have done the same thing, and it's like you might as well throw the recording away because you can't hear nothing.
No, nothing.
I always used to hate that. I'm like, I'd put a recorder out, and I'd be like, even with a parabolic mic, it's like, just put it away.
Yeah, don't bother.
You can't hear anything.
No. So, no, or wind, or if it's a windy,
yep.
Forget it. Yeah, It's hard. It is hard. Yeah. So, but now I was telling you, I work with the guys and gals at hi JC with the Olympic Project, and Chris Spencer, he's working on all kind of different things as far as sound and cameras out in the woods and getting and David Ellis, him and David Ellis do a lot of work with vocals and sounds, and they've got a good little database of frequencies for different animals, and they've got a lot of recordings. They do. I'm impressed with the work that they do for sound. So anybody out there hears something, get its vocal, then you send it to them.
Yeah,
they've got a really good equipment now for analyzing sounds that you hear in the woods.
Yeah.
So
and that's far beyond my pay grade.
Me too. That's why. Yeah. I mean, they've got a large knowledge base as far as being able to tell you probably what it is that you're hearing.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I encourage anybody, if this is the first time you've heard of the Sierra Sounds, I highly encourage you go search it, because you're going to hear things that you're like, what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Surely is. Now, what is in all the times you've been out, what is the strangest thing you've ever heard or seen?
Easy. That was
other than Bruce Harrington.
Oh,
the strangest.
Thank you for adding that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy. When I was in Florida still, and I was looking into a sighting by some boys that were out in the woods. This was out on the Panhandle in Florida, and it was on. I can't remember the lumber company. Anyway, there it was on their property. So I went out there, and I'm walking down this fire break towards where they said they saw whatever they saw, and I was by myself, and I'm walking. And all of a sudden, it was like I hit a wall. Just all of a sudden, I stopped, and I'm like, I don't need to go any further. I need to go back to my truck right now. And it was the weirdest. It's never happened to me before or since. It was just like all of a sudden I just knew I needed to turn around and go back to my truck. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Some people might think it was infrasound. It very well could have been.
Right.
I didn't get zapped. I didn't get, nothing like that. It was just, and infrasound affects people differently.
Right.
Could it have been that? Sure. Could it have been caused by a Bigfoot? Who knows? Could it have been from logging equipment so far away I couldn't hear it, but from, the low sounds it was making, say the machinery that I couldn't hear, but, could have been that? Sure. But it's the only time that's ever happened to me, and it was kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I had something strange like that one time. And to be honest, once you have that happen, you actually don't want it to happen again because it's just a strange, unexplainable feeling.
Yeah.
So,
it was. It was weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it if I can't explain it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the reason. That's the reason me and the paranormal stuff we don't get along because I just don't want to deal with that.
I can understand that, dear.
So yeah. But yeah, a lot of interesting things out there. So let's see. How about what is? So I know you've done a lot of camping.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is one of the coldest nights you've ever experienced out in the woods? I can tell you one, but when is the time where, like a temperature, what's the coldest night you've spent out in the woods?
It was probably in the 20s, the low 20s. Yeah. Out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were up in Dolly Sods, West Virginia. And let me tell you what, you talking about an extreme temperature change.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all, during the day, we were researching in light jackets. I mean, It was nice. See, JC already knows because he was there. And we wake up and just out of nowhere, it just snowed.
Oh.
I mean, snowed, and I mean it was freezing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what because we didn't have our fancy little Apple Watches and stuff back then, so I don't know how far it fell.
Yeah,
but
that
was just crazy.
Cold, yeah.
How that happened.
I have bought me a 35 minus temperature sleeping bag.
No, that's nice.
So I have me a good sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would have probably been a nice thing to have actually that night.
Probably.
And another quick lesson that we all learn is about camping in the snow. So if no one's ever camped in the snow, let me just tell you. So you put your tent up. Let's say you got a foot or more snow, and you decide I'm gonna put my tent on the snow. Big mistake. Let me
big
tell
boo boo.
you.
Yeah.
Especially if you got one of them little thin air mattresses. Let me reassure you, the cold goes right through that and right to your bones.
Yep. Yes, it does.
You will wish you would have dug that snow out.
Yep. Hence why I like to sleep in my Jeep now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That happened to us up in New York. We went up to somewhere near Whitehall.
Yeah.
And we camped out. It was Steve Coles and me and Tom and big mistake. big mistake. That was the first time I'd ever camped in the snow, and I was like, well, this ain't happening again. So
Nope. Oh my gosh.
So let's see, what other kind of strange things can we talk about? What's this? Gary's got
No.
All right.
The description of sightings, are they different in Oregon from Florida? No. No. I
So
mean,
kind of same colors.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit that in Florida, I had more sightings of red, cinnamon, brown colors. But as far as, descriptions, no, you're going to have tall ones, shorter ones, big ones, old ones, they're primates. They're just, they're going to have different hair color just like we do.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so
All
the
right.
description's pretty much the same.
Now I want y'all to pay attention to the change of her demeanor when I say this.
God.
Should they be called swamp apes?
You mean a skunk ape?
Or skunk
No,
ape, that's
they
right.
should not be called a skunk ape. God, I hate that stupid term. Skunk ape. Oh, I hate that term. It's so
Oh,
stupid.
man.
Oh, please.
Yeah, we know it stinks, but
But not all the time. And of course, in Florida, you've got swamps and the mud from the swamps. Yeah, that stinks. But don't call them a skunk ape. God, I hate that term. Oh, yeah, you know me, Billy. You know
I
me.
know I had to do it.
I know.
That just gives everybody the idea of how long we've known each other.
Yeah, a long time. Oh my goodness.
Man.
It's like so. And Thomas can tell you this. In a lot of areas up in, say, Washington and British Columbia, it's better than grass. Yes, it's better than grassman. Size wise, you get more sighting reports of them being taller. And I think that's just because of the abundance of resources versus not as many people around.
Yeah.
So I think that has a lot to do with it. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. All right, so let's think here. I know there's a real good one that I haven't asked you yet.
oh, okay.
It's got to be. Got to pull my stuff out here.
Oh boy.
Unless somebody comes out of the chat before me. Okay, so you're mainly searching in Oregon.
In Washington.
You
Oregon
are in
and Washington State.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you must be close. Are you close to Washington?
Yeah, where I live is right close to the state line for Washington and Oregon. I'm in the northern part of Oregon.
Okay. So I remember when we all came up up there, and let's see, that was what was that one? It was
Yeah, Roundup.
Yakima. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Yakima Roundup. And I remember going up. This was our first trip up to the Pacific Northwest, and I remember we went up to Mount Rainier. And if I'm not mistaken, when was this? Wasn't it
2009.
Yeah, but wasn't it like the beginning of summer?
It was May.
Was it? Okay.
I think it was May or June. May. I think it was May.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember we only made it like halfway up Mount Rainier because of the snow. And I found that surprising because, it was May,
Yeah. Oh, there's some places I can't get to until June because there's too much snow to get on, on the roads.
Right.
So. Yeah. Yes, Harry, I think you're correct.
I still see that term a lot. And I think that term does come from the southwestern areas of Kentucky and Tennessee and southwestern Virginia.
Wood booger.
Yeah, wood booger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, another name for a monster or, yeah.
Oh,
booger.
yeah, I remember that, JC. I remember we were in the SUV and total darkness. I can't remember what time it was, but it was dark. And then all of a sudden, here's these guys in the headlights, and it's Bobo walking out in the middle of the road.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
On a mountain.
Good gosh. Well, at least you didn't hit him. My word.
I tell you, we have all kinds of stories from that trip.
Yeah, you guys had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I remember.
we had a blast up there. You know, are they still doing that event?
It was they've done one more.
Okay.
It wasn't an annual thing. It was they did that one, and then they did maybe they did one recently, but then they had the 50th anniversary celebration out here. But it's not an annual well, okay, I take that back. I think somewhere I've heard recently that they're doing something in Yakima.
Uh-huh.
They might have started something annually, but
Okay.
the one that we went to was more of a celebration for Bob, and the Patterson Gimlin film and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was a good time though.
That was fun.
We met a lot of people.
Yeah.
There. Tom Steenberg was there.
Mm-hmm.
Meldrum was there. I mean,
Ron was there.
Yep,
Ron.
and
yeah. So, a lot of people.
A lot of and I would have never necessarily ever met any of those West Coast, personalities if we wouldn't have went on that trip. So
yeah.
But good times. So I always encourage people. If you want to meet some of these people that you see on the documentaries and and on these shows, go to some of these events and you'll run into them. And
oh yeah,
like Dr. Meldrum. A lot of people don't realize Dr. Meldrum. He's down to earth. You can talk to him and.
Oh yeah, I just saw him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
At Longview. So yeah.
Very approachable. All of them. So good times.
Indeed.
I remember we had that one creature weekend. That's where one of them photos came from on that trailer.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yes.
So,
yeah, the hairy back one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I know it.
That one photo that I had on there of Bruce where we all turned our backs to him and he had no clue.
I still love that picture.
That I know. That's like one of my favorite pictures.
It is. I love that picture.
He had the biggest smile on his face.
I know, and had no clue that we all turned around.
No clue. And we were laughing. He had no idea why we were laughing.
He found out why. Yeah. I know.
He didn't even want to do another picture after that.
No, he didn't. Poor baby. Poor thing. I know. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
Well, Diane, I'm hoping that you'll be able to find some time to come back to the East Coast.
I want to, and I plan to. I just don't know when yet. So when I get out that way, I'll let you guys all know, and we can go and have some fun or go out in the woods or do something.
That's right.
Yeah.
Definitely let us know. It'll be a fun time.
Yep, I will do that.
So, is there anything that you want to tell everybody before we end the show?
Yeah, don't show anybody evidence unless you pulled that hair off of that Bigfoot or was standing there while he was screaming. I'm tired of all these people, saying, look what I got. I'm like, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm so, yeah. Yeah. Remember what's out in the woods. Eliminate everything first before you jump on it's a Bigfoot doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? Because chances are it's not a Bigfoot doing that. So.
Yeah, and one thing we've all learned over the years is every single time you go out, you are not going to have a sighting. You're not going to find evidence. Matter of fact, you're going to spend lots and lots and lots of boring time in the woods. But it takes patience.
Yep.
I look at it like this. Going out into the woods, I can take a camp chair and I can go sit out in the woods for hours. And the one thing you do get out of it is peace and serenity.
Exactly.
So if you've had a
Exactly.
long, stressful day or a stressful week, go out in the woods and just sit there. And before you know it, the squirrels will start coming up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The birds, and you'll start seeing deer down the road. Yeah. And I'm not telling people, tell Robin hi. It's talking to JC. I'm not trying to cut anybody down or hurt anybody's feelings. If if you think you have on, nonstop all the time for years activity and wherever you're at, fine. I'll be happy to go out there. Invite me out there. I'll stay out there. I'll get in my tree stand and go climb up in the tree and stay out there a couple nights. I have no problem doing that. Just, I need more evidence and more facts and data. Word of mouth nowadays doesn't cut it anymore. So,
yeah.
you too, Tennessee Cherokee. Thank you about Debbie. So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, that's a good way. That's a good way to end it. So anyway, Diane, can you hang on for a few minutes after? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So thank you everybody for coming on the show tonight. Again, we'll be back next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Keep your eyes peeled on YouTube and Facebook to figure out who our guest will be, because I kind of work it out on a weekly basis. And remember, we're always here. And if y'all have any suggestions whatsoever, you can go to either our YouTube page or you can go to our Facebook page, put any suggestions in of guests that you may want to see on the show. Whoever it is, more than willing to try to get them on for you. So, again, I want to thank everybody. Diane, thank you so much for being on.
You're welcome.
And we will see everyone next week. So, good night.